All my life I've been considered as the worst.
After hours, drowsy stepping, hearless sermon, hold the reverend. Long distance relationships with 777s. Who'd have guessed it? Feeling washed up before its prime mic sessions. And as for rhyming, it's his only living heaven.
What's going on, nomads, pod people, and strangers everywhere across the internet? How about we get real for a second and talk about mental health real quick, and about how real it does affect how people do suicide. Now, why am I bringing up stuff about mental health, depression, anxiety, and all that sort of stuff, and how it affects suicide? Well, if you guys knew from way back earlier this year, I did a full-blown review of 13 Reasons Why that I think I also did hints about last year, and about how I never really cared for it and I felt really disgusted by it, as one of my many friends and I kind of felt offended from it, because although it's not public knowledge, I've at least tried to commit suicide a number of times, at least offhand from how they've counted, at least 7 to 8 times up until I was around, I would say, 19 years old. And that's because of my own bipolar depression being a hinting factor of it. I have certain other friends that have other sort of mitigating factors that kind of go into how they really go down forth more and more into that whole dark psyche of trying to do suicide. I have friends that have a lot of anxiety and stress because of what's going on in their lives from having a bunch of pressure put on them at an early age, along with having numerous people I've been related to for years just suffering over and over again from all the stuff of mental, verbal, emotional, and full-blown, very catastrophic abuse that has molded their whole psyche and demeanor into being something where they don't feel like they belong anywhere, where they feel very hollow, where they don't feel like they have a place in the world. And from that whole mindset, our entire view of life and how we value ourselves is deteriorating more and more into a trickling effect that's almost crushing us every single day. We mask it all with being overly energetic or happy or laughing a lot, because there's a lot of agony and pain behind each of our smiles, each of our faces, each of our laughs. Because no matter what we're doing in life, it's almost as if we're always suffering, but we have no idea how to control it. We act like it's all going to be okay day by day because we have no idea when it's going to hit us, but when it does, we don't know what to really make or do anymore. It's a vicious cycle that keeps on spiraling more and more, but here is why I'm doing a rant about it. For a lot of people that try to glamorize stuff of a lot of things with mental, emotional, and physical abuse, or stuff of various different mental issues that people suffer with, they try to always brush it aside as if they know what the whole situation is, and then try to do stuff as if it's like, oh, you're depressed? Okay, you're just gonna have a weird little fit and then just be fine the next day. Just like how we assume Vincent van Gogh was doing in that one episode of Doctor Who, and how it was written down in certain historical texts. Oh, and because people were all the time depressed and stuff in high school, we should totally make a story about that in 13 Reasons Why, because apparently if you add in that stuff with real life effects, that's the all-time culminating factor that leads into suicide, instead of showing that people do want to help, people aren't all assholes, people can reach out to help you if you actually genuinely get to them, and some people that are really licensed to help you will give you real life help. It's not someone that's shoving you aside and acting as if your problems aren't important and trying to belittle you like how certain entertainment circuits is. I'm sick and tired of the world pigeonholing us for that whole nonsensical notion as if they know what's going on with our lives. I'm not speaking as if I don't know. I constantly have demons getting at me and eating away at my very being, where sometimes I don't even feel like living anymore. I literally have the means to do so without anyone noticing I've been gone for days. I work on a boat. I could obviously jump down, have the propellers blend me into a giant smoothie for the river. I could do that. I own many different sharp instruments that I use for knife play and for knife practice. I can literally just come down here, act like I'm trying to film something. They won't notice I'm dead until the next day. I have friends that have guns. Hell, I have siblings that have guns. I could just shoot my own brains out the next day saying we're on a hunting trip. I say I'm going one direction, they go in the next. Bam! I'm gone. And it won't be for something as stupid as if, oh, it's just gonna go away. We can talk this out as if we understand the pain, because it's not that fucking simple. It's an ongoing struggle that people need to realize is something that needs actual help, needs something that actually needs to be studied and treated as a real life thing. Because guess what, everyone? You lose more individuals, not just children, but grown individuals, from these cycles of things that you keep pigeonholing and acting like you know what it is, what you glamorize, what you try to make seem like it's something beautiful. And I'm tired of it. I've literally seen more people die from people trying to give pity bullshit than actual help. And when it finally comes time for real life help, guess what? They're all dead. They're gone. You know what? Fuck it. If no one wants to take this whole thing seriously, then fuck it. Whatever.